So I bought a bottle from Unicorn Auctions, so you don't have to. But the question is, was it worth it? Well, let's find out. So the bottle in question that I purchased is Heaven's Door Single Barrel Cask Strength Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in Irish whiskey cask. This is a limited release. It is proofed at 120.7. It is barrel number 31 out of 700 and it is bottle number 570. So this mash bill is 77% corn, 15% rye, 8% barley, and it was distilled in Tennessee. So the process on Unicorn is pretty simple. It's a cool little app that I stumbled across that you can purchase allocated bourbon, usually at a markup, but you have the ability to purchase it. And if you're having trouble finding some, I think this is a very good resource to actually find some of those allocated bourbons that you've been looking so hard for. So, how much did I pay for this? So I put in a winning bid on this bottle here for $30 after the Illinois state tax fee, sales tax fee, and a 15% fee that goes straight to Unicorn, plus $20 shipping. I paid $64 for this bottle. So my question still stands, was it worth it? So this bottle sits right around that range for MSRP, but it is a limited release. It's pretty hard to find. So maybe I did get a steal. Well, today we're going to be breaking it down and find out if this particular whiskey was worth it and if I will be shopping with Unicorn again. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to crack this seal here and we are going to see. I'm not usually a huge Irish whiskey fan, but the idea of a bourbon that's been, ooh, it smells good. A bourbon that's been aged in Irish whiskey cask kind of intrigued me. Plus, it's a limited release, so you never know. So we're going to go ahead, give it a little pour here. All right. So on the color, very amber color. It's got good legs on it. I mean, at 120 proof, this should be a phenomenal whiskey. Ooh, it's got a very intriguing nose. Yeah, that's definitely different. You do get a lot of the traditional bourbon notes. You get some heavy caramels, some burnt sugars. You do definitely get a little bit of cherry on there. So you pick up some subtle spice, maybe like a baking spice in the background, but it does smell a little hot, not gonna lie. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a sip, and we're gonna tell you how this whiskey is. I've enjoyed Heaven's Door's products before. I've never actually had this one, so it's gonna be a first for us both. So it's got a pretty good mouthfeel. It coats the mouth very well. You do get quite a bit of oak in there. You like a very spicy oak. This packs a lot of spice, but the main component that I'm tasting is straight cherry. This is actually pretty good. I was a little iffy on whether I was going to like this or not because, like I said, I'm not usually a huge fan of Irish whiskeys, but this stuff's actually pretty good. Let's get into it a little more. The nose is actually incredible on it. You definitely get a little punch of that rye. It's a very, very tasty whiskey. It definitely, you can tell the proof's there. It hits you pretty good. But at 120 proof, I think that's a very good proof point for this. This is a single barrel select, by the way. So if you end up getting one, it might taste a little different. But yeah, I mean, here's a description on the side of the bottle. Our annual single barrel select limited allocation is comprised of our own distilled whiskey barrels along with hand-selected barrels from partnering whiskey makers. So yeah, each bottle you get is going to taste a little different. But I'm pleasantly surprised with this. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I purchased this a couple months ago. I just haven't had time to get to it yet, but I'm glad I'm getting to it today. That burnt sugar, it's such a characteristic note. It's like almost like a creme brulee burnt sugar, but it's super spicy. You get, it's not a bad spice. It's a very good spice. It's on the back of the palate, but for anybody who enjoys a little bit more complex, flavorful whiskey, I think you'll really like this, and I highly recommend it. It's pretty delicious, to be honest. You almost get like a fresh baked cherry pie on it. Super good. Super sweet. At 120 proof, you wouldn't expect all that sweetness, but it's very sweet. So yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend this. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. Unicorn auctions. Would I use them again? Do I think it's a good deal? Here's the thing. So I've found a couple really good deals on there. Usually I get outbid. You know, it's kind of hard with my work schedule to keep up with what time the auctions go off, but I think it's a phenomenal resource to try to get allocated whiskeys that are pretty hard to find. I mean, you can find all the Weller lineups on there. You can find Pappy's on there. You can find the Double Eagle Very Rares on there. They have everything. It's just, are you willing to come out of the pocketbook for it? Well, that's up to you. But I will continue to use this resource. I've seen some mixed reviews in the past about how long the shipping takes. You're paying $20 shipping, and they said on the statement that it could take up to a month. Well, mine got here in about 2 weeks, so I was pleasantly surprised about that. I do think $20 is a little much for shipping, but they sent it packaged very well. There was no issues with the shipping. Sign at delivery, everything went smooth. And I have found some killer deals on there. I usually get outbid. Like I said, I'm usually sleeping at the time that the auction ends, which is a little unfortunate, but I have found some killer deals. I found some Jack Daniel's single barrel ryes on there for a really good price, and I'm talking like hazmats. So you can definitely find some good stuff on there, but if you're looking for the tater bottles, you're going to pay a premium. But if you can't get them and you're willing to pay that premium, I definitely recommend you checking them out. So if you enjoy this content, please make sure you drop a like and a subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Tell me what kind of bottles you're going to be looking for on the Unicorn app. Try to find some good ones and let me know. All right, we'll see you in the next one.